What's up, guys? It's Jeffrey here. Just enjoying a beautiful Saturday afternoon. I'm up here at my new cabin, my new home that I'll be moving into shortly, and this is the view from my front door. It's just absolutely incredible. Kentucky, Appalachia. It's just so peaceful here. Absolutely just incredible. You really just can't beat it. But I'm in my cabin. It's definitely still in the works. Oh, there's a bird. Oh, little bird. You guys see that? A little bird flew in here. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, let's open this door so you can get back out. Come on. Whoa, there it goes. Wow. Little bird flew in my cabin, guys. So everything's kind of a mess in here right now. There's still so much to be done. My nephew is a contractor, and he is actually doing the work, all of the work on the inside. I got my brand new toilet there, brand new sink. There's just so much lying around that, still has to be done. We got the electric hooked up, not hooked up as in I can use it yet, but partially installed. There's the new breaker box. Got to put the door on it. There's my outlets. I got plenty of those. So on my cabin, it's 14 by 28 feet. So 14 feet wide from wall to wall, and then 28 feet long from front to back. I got a side door right here, which is just like on a hillside, literally, because I'm up in the woods in this cabin the way I wanted it. There is the wonderful Dexter. So there's my side door. And then over here is my front door. I don't know if you guys knew this, but at least in Kentucky, to get insurance on your home, you have to have two doors, two exits. So that's the deal, and here I am. But I'm really excited to move. It's kind of chaotic right now, but the next step is my septic. So once the septic is installed, I will be able to get the rest of the inside finished and cleaned up nicely, and then once that's finished, we can do the appliances and all that, and then I can hopefully be moved in completely by May. That's the goal here, because it's the end of March, so about another month of work, and then hopefully I can be moved in by sometime toward the beginning of May is my goal. And if it's a little like the second, third week of May, that's fine. But I will be moved in by May. Rosie, bad news. The bird has flown out. That's my little dog. She's on the hunt for that bird. It flew out, baby girl, so it's not in here. But one of the reasons I wanted to come on again, I want to implore to people like Maddie Kaufman, and Gerald Owens that you are not too far gone, right? It seems like it, and yeah, admittedly, they're a lot worse off than I was. I was never fully homeless, but I was pretty close. I lived in a house, and I still live in it right now, and will until I move into this. But you all might be able to see that red roof down there, that old house. That is where I live. This is not my home. That's my nephew who bought my home and is moving. Well, he already has moved in a brand new trailer, and we'll be tearing the old house and the old building there down. But he bought my old place, and I'm moving up here, downsizing and simplifying my life. But none of this would have been possible for me had I not got sober. I got sober in April, on the 7th of April, 2014, and it's been almost 10 years. And none of what I have today would have been possible had I not got sober. It takes a lot of work to get back what you've lost in addiction. But part of the fun is in getting it back and working. And I just want people like them to know that no matter how far gone you are, you can get that back. It's going to take a lot of work and time and effort, but you have within you, everybody has a God-given what would you call it? Drive, maybe, a God given purpose to, want to do well. And right now, for them, that purpose is blinded and deafened by their addiction. If you just go into treatment, you can get a lot back, even by the end of this year. And within a few years, you can probably get way more back than what I've got back in almost 10 years. Um, Honestly, because my story is a little different. Addiction wasn't the only thing that plagued me. I won't go into a whole huge testimony, but my story is pretty trauma based. I grew up here and had a wonderful childhood, but I always felt like I was a girl when I was a little boy. Um, Always. And when I turned about 17 years old and got my first job and started earning money, I started living as a girl, living as a female. And I learned what being transgendered was, male to female. See, I was born a male. I was born a boy, a natural genetic boy. And I'm a man today, fully functional. I didn't mess none of that up, thank God. Can still have kids, all that. But for the better part of almost 2 decades, I lived as a woman. I worked as a woman. I had my legal name changed. I took hormones. I blocked my testosterone. I did the whole thing. I was the real deal. I was a transsexual. And in 2017, January and May, both my mother and my father died. I caregave for my father as his primary caregiver for 3 months and 9 days. And he died, and I watched him die. And shortly after that, I accepted the Lord Jesus Christ into my heart and was born again, truly born again. And everything started changing. I learned very quickly that we do not deserve really anything in this life. And when you see it for what it is and understand that we don't deserve nothing, you begin to see how much God gives us, how many blessings we really have. And that was a huge game changer for me. I'd been sober for a few years, and then I was born again in 2017, I think in July. And then in August, I was baptized by submersion and joined a church, and I've been going ever since to church. I go to a different church than the original church I started in, but that's pretty per normal for people. But I hope you guys can see me because I can't flip my screen once I start the video on this phone. So I've had to turn my phone around. So I hope you can see me. So that was a lot of what kind of held me back as well. Not just addiction, but living as transgender and having to put a lot of money into that for so many years, and then coming out of it and rebuilding, both from being an active addict to now being in recovery to being a pre-op transsexual to detransitioning and all that. It's expensive. You have limited job opportunities. People judge you. So I had a lot more kind of against me than what Maddie and Gerald do. I mean, honestly, in ways, Gerald is healthy looking. I don't know what's going on with either one of them internally, but healthy looking, vital black man. Maddie is a very unhealthy looking white woman. They are both, I guess, heterosexual. They wouldn't have the kind of challenges against them if they got sober that I did. People ain't going to look at them and wonder if they're a man or a woman. In this day and time, I don't think racial, like with Gerald being African American, I don't think his race would hold him back. If anything, it would probably be a benefit to him nowadays, but certainly I don't think it would be an obstacle. Can you imagine if he cleaned up and really got sober and dressed nice and got a good job, and he could be so successful? It's almost sad to look at him now knowing what he could be, right? Because he's a hard worker when he does work. He just don't do it very often. And he's settling for way less than what he could have, as is Maddie. But, I think recovery could go a lot smoother for Gerald than it would for Maddie because she is seemingly much further gone than he is. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know either one of them like that. I'm just on the outside, like all of us are, looking in through her YouTube channel, their channel. But I want to encourage them to get better. I never had children. That's something that's kind of bittersweet, but it does have advantages because being a recovering addict and coming out of the transgendered lifestyle, I probably would not have been the best father. I don't like saying that because I really don't know if that's true, but I believe one thing though wholeheartedly: when you have a child, everything else stops when that child is conceived in the womb, and your life is then lived for that child until they are a grown adult, and thereafter if they need you. Um, you don't put yourself before your child. That's one thing that really gets me with Maddie, but that's just a part of the demon of addiction. I don't even judge her hardcore for that. I'd love to see her get straight, get sober, but I mainly judge in the only way that I know it's not hypocritical, which is her conning and her stealing and her con artistry, right? I'm not judging her for being an addict. I want to help her, but I'm not trying to judge her. So I just want them to know that help is available, but they just don't seem to want it. Pitiful. That's enough about them today. It's so beautiful. I mean, just look at that view, guys. Look at those hillsides. Appalachia royalty right there. Those nature or those natural trees and a beautiful blue sky. This is what I would deem to be tranquility, serenity. It's just this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful view. I don't know if you can see my house. It's like a dark walnut brown with a burgundyish red trim and a red roof. I love my home. I'm so excited over moving in here, guys. This is the second place I've ever lived or will have ever lived. I lived with my mom and dad until they died and helped take care of them when they got older, and inherited the place and a little bit of property. And now I've sold it to my nephew and I'm moving up here. And I work Monday through Friday. I'm not a lowlife that don't. I mean, I definitely work 5 days a week. I work from home. I'm blessed to be able to work remotely. I work for a really good company. I work in life and health insurance. So, if you put your mind to something, you can achieve it. If you are determined to be successful, you can be successful. But the problem today is people don't seem to want to put in the work. The instant gratification. It's a microwave society. Ooh, it's windy today. But I'll leave you guys with this view. It's just such a beautiful day. I got to get out there and enjoy it. I can't be inside much anymore right now. There's my big extra pile of cinder blocks. That was what they used to set my cabin when they came and brought it. And we had all those left over, so that makes some awesome steps or something. But I love you guys. I hope you have a great weekend. Go to church tomorrow. Seek the Lord while he may be found. And enjoy your family. Enjoy your life. Tell you what, y'all, not to get off on a soapbox on another subject, but we are facing some hard economic times. We're already in them, frankly, but I don't know details of nothing, but I can tell you that there's something big coming. There's something very big coming to America, and it's going to be worse, I think, than what most of us have seen in our lifetime economically. Um, there's a lot that's supposed to be happening next month in April, so keep your eyes open. Make sure y'all got as much stuff prepared as you can: food, medicines, candles, flashlights, solar stuff, just to help keep you going if like something would happen and you wouldn't have electric or couldn't cook food. Get you some nuts, some jerkies, some soups in the can. Tell you what, if you're able to, and God wills it, this summer, try to get you some garden stuff in can in the mason jars. You can keep that stuff for years and it's delicious, and it will last too. With no electric, you can just open a jar, and eat it. Even if you can't heat it up, it'll keep you alive. That's one thing about living. I wouldn't say I live in the South because I live in northeastern Kentucky, but it's pretty much the South by proxy, happenstance. but it's definitely the country. And the way we grew up was learning those old ways, listening to our elders, learning from them, sitting at the feet of our elders and drinking in what they could tell us and taking it with them. We honor our family here, our elders, our parents. We honor them by living our lives in a way that would be pleasing both to them and to the Lord. And do we fail? All the time. We mess up all the time. But it's about what we have in our heart that matters. But I hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend and a great upcoming week. And stay blessed, guys. I love you all, and I appreciate every subscriber, every like, every comment. I truly am grateful for it. Let's grow together, and let's try to encourage others to better their life, but not stand for no BS also. See you guys. Peace.